Good afternoon, all. On behalf of IoT Academy, we welcome you all for the fifth session of National Level Faculty Development Program on Teaching and Learning Process in HEIs. Let me introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. Raja Kamal. Dr. Raja Kamal is currently working as an Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Krishna Jayanti College, Karnataka. His qualifications include MBA, MCA, PG, DCA, and PhD. He has teaching experience of 16 years and industry experience of 5 years. Dr. Raja has received 11 academic awards, completed 1 research project, and has published more than 62 research papers. He has participated in numerous conferences, FDPs, webinars, and seminars. With this, we hand over the session to Dr. Raja Kamal. Sir, please. Sorry, sir, you have to unmute yourself, sir. You are in mute.
Good afternoon to all the respected members present in the meeting. And, today, our section is all about mentoring the student. Let me start the section with a small story which I heard from my friend. A crow, one day, it was sitting on the tree and continuously crying. And under the tree, there was a priest who was at it, and he observed that the crow was crying too much. And the priest went and asked the crow, why you are so upset and why you are crying so much? Then crow said, God, priest, I don't know why God made me like this. I'm full of black, big nose, and no one liked in this world. Then priest said immediately, okay, crow, as you are disappointed very much, I'm giving an opportunity to you. Go to any bird and meet them, come back and tell me if you want to change like that, I will change you with like that bird. Immediately the crow went to, on the way, the crow saw a duck, and the crow went to the duck and asked, how happy you are? The duck started saying, I always want to be in the water, I cannot fly much, and I'm not so happy because I'm not able to fly like you on the sky. Then crow asked the duck, can you suggest any bird which was so happy in this world? Then duck suggested, go and meet the parrot. Parrot was so happy, he's so beautiful also. Then crow went to meet the parrot. After meeting the parrot told, and the crow asked the parrot, how happy you are? And parrot immediately said, and you look good, and you fly high. But always I want to be hidden by myself, because if people do not saw me, they will caught me. Not only caughting me, they want me to talk like them. I'm not so happy. Then immediately crow asked the parrot, then tell me which bird is more happiest. You go and meet the peacock. Peacock may be the happiest bird in the world. Then crow went and met the peacock. Asked the peacock, how happy you are. Then peacock said, I'm not so happy. I'm not at all happy at all, because I always be in the cage, and the people want my feathers to be kept in the book or somewhere. They want to make different items by using my feathers. They always pick my feathers. Then again, this crow asked the peacock, then tell me, is the happiest bird in this world? Now peacock replied, you fool, you are the happiest bird in this world, because no human being will touch you. No human being will come near to you. You can fly on your way anywhere you want. You have complete freedom. No one wants to catch you and keep you in the cage. Then Now from realized that yes, all this was true. Now she came back to the priest and said, "No, I don't want to change anything like that. I want to be like this." Now, in this story, the priest was mentor and the crow was mentee. Mentoring will be done to our students. We have to do mentoring such a manner that they can grow in their life, they can realize their potentiality, and they can sharpen their strength. What actually mentoring was? Mentoring is all about making a human being or directing the student in a. For an example, Socrates has mentored the Plato. Plato had mentored Aristotle has mentored the great Alexander. We all know that Alexander ruled the world. So with this mentoring, I can say in another words, is a training given to the student, or it is making the students to lead their life with complete risk. Who is a mentor? Anyone can be a mentor. From our childhood to up to now, when we are growing up, of your first mentor was your mother, father, brother, all your siblings, neighbors, everyone taking a role of mentor with everyone there. There are two things that need to be observed. One is skills, another one is character. Skills can be taught intentionally, whereas character can be taught or taught unintentionally. You don't need to be perfect in order to be an effective mentor. There is no separate skills. There is no separate character is required to become a mentor. The mentoring is you should only mentor a person who is ready to get mentoring from you, who is willing to get mentoring from you, and who is having that will of growth. These people only get mentor. I believe strongly on fact model of mentoring.
Excuse me, sir.
F means faithful, A means
Excuse me.
available, and P refers to teachable.
Excuse
If
me,
you
sir.
want to become a good mentor, you should get faith of the mentee. And if you want to become a mentor, you should be available to your mentee always. And you must have the capacity or capability of teaching. Then only you can become as a mentor.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir, can you start sharing the screens presentation?
you was not sharing.
So can you start sharing the presentation, sir?
Now screen is visible.
No, sir, it is not visible, sir. Can you present the screen, sir?
See, I have sent you PPT. No, you can take your end.
Yes, sir. No issues, sir. We'll be sharing, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, your voice is also breaking at times, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Is it visible now, sir?
Yeah, this is the first slide. You can move to the next.
Thank you, sir.
Next one. Next slide, please. Next. Yeah. To be, just recall back, to be a mentor, you don't need to be perfect. So it doesn't require a separate skills or separate character, right? Whenever you want to be a mentor, generally, what about the skills? What you want to develop in the mentee was it's all about thoughtful, intentional. Skills can be thoughtful, intentional, whereas character can be thought unintentional. Okay, and you don't need to be a perfect in order to become an effective mentor. From our childhood, as I have told you earlier, so from our childhood, we have gone through with so many mentors. Just like this, the only thing that you have to look up is you have to look up at your mentee was he's ready to grow and he's willing to grow. When you find such a mentee, then automatically you can start your mentoring. This slide, man. As a, I strongly believe on the PAT model, which means faithful, available, and teaching. If you want to become a good mentor, then you should be faithful and you should be available to your mentee and you should be to teach it to them. This slide, man. So what mentoring in my definition was, mentoring is a customized growth plan that fits for the individual and mentor has to take the complete responsibility of the student who he is mentoring for his personal growth as well as career growth. So in a class, we have some 10 students or 20 students. We cannot take mentoring section altogether. The mentoring section should be done individually. So that's why it is considered as a personal growth. Whenever we are doing mentoring to our students, we have to mentor individually to each and everything. This slide, madam. There is a 4-step process for mentoring. First, what we have to do being a mentor was to our mentee. I do tasks, you watch and learn. Whatever the task that we are going to assign to our mentee, we should know that first how to perform it. And we should perform that in front of our mentee. And second step is we do together. The task you have to you have to make your mentee to come along with you to complete the task together. You and your mentee together have to perform the task in the second stage. And now you have to leave your mentee to do the task on his own at the end after taking the feedback from your mentee. So this is the 4-step process slowly where the mentee can learn the meeting. All of a sudden, suppose if I want to, I'm as a research guide, okay, I'm guiding one scholar. Right? Immediately, if I tell to my scholar to do all the things, he may get confused. What to do, what not to do. Initially, how I need to start. I need to do the task first. I need to explain him what are the different types of analysis are there, at what time what analysis to be done. Everything I have to explain in detail, and I have to take an example of a research, and I have to do that research in front of my scholar so that he can understand very well. After that, we need to make our scholar or to work along with us, whether in terms of collecting data, in terms of preparing different chapters, everything together we have to do. Now, after getting the feedback from the scholar, that means after making the scholar to know what he was doing, what type of analysis need to be done, after getting all the knowledge, after incorporating all the knowledge to the scholar, now you can make him to do the task on which to complete the dissertation. So this is the process. First we have to do like the task will be completed together. After that, just to check your mentee whether he got the complete knowledge of doing it on his own, then let your mentee do it on his own. So this is a four-step process that needs to be followed so that the mentee can adapt to the new culture and the mentee can develop on his own. Yes, right, madam? To be a good mentor, you have to have certain qualities. You have to get and you see whenever we give some task to our students, what we do, so we always expect the result, the outcome should be at greater level. Suppose I am training a student to participate in a painting competition. What I expect. So after giving 1 month or 45 days, 50 days of training to uh, my my student, once he participating in any event, immediately my expectation is that I want my student to get first prize in the competition. So how to get always we expect more result from the mentee after giving mentoring. After completion of our mentoring, we always expect good results from the mentee. It is not only getting good results from the mentee immediately, but you have to look up being a good mentor. You have to look up that the mentee should grow slowly and throughout his career. He should keep whatever you have made him, whatever you thought he should apply in his life. And do not just mentor anyone. That means, for the name's sake, I am the mentor, and you have to follow whatever I'm saying. That is not the way that mentoring should be done. So try to understand the level of mentee. According to the level of mentee, try to mentor the mentee. Just like mentoring. And your mentor should be the future mentor. Your mentee should be the future mentor. Always try to prepare mentors. In the olden days, no one taught us how to behave with the other people, how to respect the others. That was automatically came in us, and we started respecting the elders slowly. This is happening because of our ancestors, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our father, mother. Everyone has taught us how to behave with us. All our grandmothers, grandfathers, fathers, and mothers are the mentors for us. So we have not grown up in such a way. Uh, Someone has not came and trained us how to behave with others. So it was taught by our neighbors, our relatives, our elders, has made us to learn all these things. Slowly we came to now to a position that how to we completely know how to behave with others as a human being. So now we are the mentors to our next generation, and our next generation should be mentor to their next generation. So generation to generation, this mentoring should be processed through like that. So instead of making your mentee to be as a mentee for all the time, make your prepare or make your mentee as a mentor for all the time. Continue. He should be a mentor and he has to make mentors. That change has to be followed continuously. Just like that. If you want to be a good, successful mentor, just like that. Just like that. You have to be teachable and you have to be lifelong learner. Okay. So you must be in a position to teach the others. As if you are a good teacher, then you are a good mentor. And if you are a lifelong learner, automatically you can become as a good mentor. So these two characteristics of teachable and lifelong learner is very much essential to the to essential qualities that is required to have in the mentor, both teachable and lifelong learner. Next learner. So some more characteristics that is required to become a mentor was you have to have a good habit of reading books. You should listen good audio. You should observe what happening around you, and you must take a notes of what was going on. So if you make all these things regularly, that makes you to become that makes you to become a good mentor. Next slide, madam. Whenever you got after see why I told you to read books, why I told you to listen audio, why I told you to make a note of everything and observe what was happening around you. So when you read the books, when you listen the audio, when you observe the things, what was happening around you, and when you note down all those things, these all things makes you to generate new ideas. These all things makes you get new thoughts on you. So if you want to, once you get new thoughts, once you get new ideas, that can be shared with your mentee, and there is a great scope for developing your mentee. This line, ma'am. Even these are the qualities that mentor required. When I talk about the qualities that mentee required, so whatever the mentor was saying, if he just write down, because teacher was saying something, I have to write down something, and if we keep that book, it's not a study material to study, learn the things. Mentoring is a process. It is not a learning thing. It should be it should be come by practice. So whatever we are teaching, let make the mentee not to write down it and uh, just keep it that to read for later. So mentee should be in a process. The mentee should be in a with a mindset. Whatever the teacher saying, that he has to put into practice. So once he put the things into practice, then only he will come to know what he will slowly can develop on any aspect that what mentor was trying to do. So whatever mentor was saying, if he simply write down, there is no use of it. Instead of writing what the teacher was saying, the mentee has to write down the things that, suppose I said to my student, early morning you have to wake up and you have to do exercise so that you can become physically fit. This is what I suggested to my student. Actually, my student says he cannot wake up early. Even though he wake up early, he don't have that flexibility of doing exercise at morning. So I have given a suggestion to my mentee, but my mentee says yes, they have written everything on the book and kept it aside. No use, because you don't have the flexibility of doing what I said in the morning. So what the mentee has to do now? Mentee has to understand the thoughts that I have been changed. My intention of changing the thoughts. My intention of changing the thoughts is I want to make my mentee physically fit. So only I'm suggesting him to do exercise. So he has to brought up his thoughts into mind. He has to combine his thoughts into mind, and whatever I suggested, and seeing his circumstances, what he can do, that if he start to do, then it will be very easy for the uh, mentee to grow. So instead of doing it morning, if he is having flexible time at evening, he can start doing exercise at evening. Instead of if I told to my mentee to start the exercise by 6 o'clock, if he is not able to start the exercise by 6 o'clock, he can start by 5 o'clock. So, what are the different circumstances? About based on his circumstances, what we can do to develop his physical fitness? That everything he will try to do now, if he incorporated his thoughts to whatever I am saying. So simply it is not that teacher said I follow. Suppose I said early morning get up and do exercise, keeping all the homeworks or whatever the important works he need to perform at morning, throwing them into dustbin. He cannot follow blindly what I am saying. So mentee has to incorporate his thought, mentee has to see his circumstances and what actually teacher trying to tell us, that he has to identify and he has to act smartly. So these are the two things that should be there in minimum case that mentee should follow. This way, So that's what I'm doing. Whatever the teacher is saying, that should be figured out, and he has to try to apply in his own life. Each individual, see, there will be 1,000 students, 100 students, more students will be there in a class. Universally, when teacher goes to the class and conveys something, he conveys universally, generally. So, but each individual student life is different. What teacher said, what I have to do, that complete clarification student should have. If student don't have that clarification, teacher has to call the student and teacher has to make him to understand whatever he said, how he can apply in his own life. This way. There is a slight, there is a difference between coaching and mentoring. Coaching is task oriented. Coaching consists of instructions, and through coaching we can develop the skills. Whereas mentoring focuses on career development, mentoring focus on relationship management. Mentoring is not only for current situation, mentoring is also for future oriented. Mentoring is future oriented. So, so we should not coach the students. We try to mentor the students. When we start mentoring the student, that right away we are developing the students. We are maintaining good relationship to the student, and we are making the student to learn how to maintain a good relationship with the others. And we are the setter of the future of the student. So mentoring, as much as you can do more mentoring, you have to do mentoring in the mentoring to the student. Just like so when it sees the benefits of mentoring, whatever the advice that mentee got, it is like encouragement to the mentee. It is like professional development to the mentee, and it is complete. This a student joined in the first standard, you started giving mentoring to him until he grows on, he comes to second standard, fourth standard. On every stage of his life, you can see how much he developed a lot through your mentoring. So if you have continuous connection with the community, then you can find out that complete difference. How personally he was developing, and it was completely visible. The development that you are giving to your student through mentoring, it is completely visible. Next slide, madam. Who is a good mentor? If a question like that, next slide, madam. A good mentor is a advisor. Whenever student come with a problem, suppose, let us tell me one example. One of my friend was working in one college. He observed, he observed one student, he used to come daily late to the college. And daily he used to pay the fine of 20 rupees. Daily first grade he is coming in. After taking very strict rules and rigid rules also, he cannot itself to come before the. So one day, principal called the student and asked her, take PC and go. Because every day, first period, after so much suggestion given by your faculty members, after so much suggestion given by me and the vice principal, everyone, you are still denying. And since 1 year, 1.5 years, so much of we tried to make you to come early to the college, but you are not to take PC and go. The students start crying. Now he started telling the reality. So daily his mother was paralyzed. His father was not going to work. He is the only person early morning wake up at 4 o'clock, and he sells the milk. He takes the milk and he sells the milk. After that, he will give the medicine to his mother, and then only he has to reach the college that will be far from the city. He started crying and telling all those things. So now the principal realized now the principal realized, the faculty realized how much difficulty that the student was going on to come to the college. Now they started giving advices. They started looking up the student. They advised that, so you whatever you're doing, let continue with that, but do it 1 hour before, if possible. So when student was doing some mistake, first you have, being a teacher, first you have to find out why that mistake was happening. Suppose I will tell you one more best example. One student was sleeping in the classroom, continuously sleeping in the class. You are teaching, and the student was sleeping. What generally thinks? There are lot of interpretations can be taken from this. One, the class was fully boring, so only the teacher was sleeping, the student was sleeping. That one interpretation we can take. So teacher cannot explain it properly. It was boring completely. So only the student was sleeping. And the second thing, the student was not interested in the class, so only he is sleeping. Generally, what teachers do when student was sleeping in the class, immediately we start screaming the student, or teacher start screaming the student, or teacher make the student to stand up on the class, go out from the class. So these are different things that we generally perform when student was sleeping in the class. If you are a, if you are coach, if you are giving coaching, we will do like this. If we are doing mentoring, what we can do, you can call the student after the class and ask what is the reason for speaking. So one day, well, the same thing happened with me in my class. One student was sleeping. I called him after the class to meet me, and I met him, and he told me he was suffering from fever. Due to fever, he is not able to sit in the class properly. Then I advised him, when you are suffering from fever, no need to come to college. And one student, he told me, sir, yesterday night I don't have good sleep, so only I'm sleeping in the class. So many reasons the student will come out with. It's not that what we do is exactly true. First, we try to understand the student's situation, why he was doing the particular act in a particular way. When we find that he was doing it intentionally, not doing intentionally wrong, then we can advise the student and we can suggest the student for his betterment. If a mentor should be a tutor, whenever mentee gets some doubts to be clarified related to the subject, the mentor should be able to solve all those problems. All those he must be able to give solutions for his academic solutions. So a mentor should be a master. A mentor should be a tutor. And above all these, a mentor should be a good supporter and sponsor. So if mentor is able to, we don't need to do anything. Suppose I will tell you one basic example. One of my friends called me and asked me, I want 10,000 rupees immediately. I'm in big difficulty. See, he asked me 10,000 to give me. I don't have money in my bank to transfer the amount. Okay. So then what I do? Simply, I didn't cut the call. Suppose if someone was asking us money continuously, what we do? We stop lifting the phone. Instead of stopping lifting the phone, what I do, I supported him with my words, and I have given the moral strength to my friend. I cannot help him financially, but I can help him to come out from the stress what he was there with my words. So I cannot support him with money. Why I took this example? Always, you know it to be everyone in this world. They are not all human beings. Don't have all the knowledge. So student might be expertise in one field. The student might have got the doubt in another field where we don't have any touch. So at that time, instead of telling something to the student, we can support the student by showing the right way from where we can get clarified his doubts. So, supporting role of the mentor is a big role, and once if we succeed to perform as a good supporter, automatically your mentor job was done. So, you should be a role model to your mentor. So, if you observe the students, many students after completion of their intermediate, I mean PU plus 11 and plus 2, okay, right? uh, they used to follow the style of their teachers. Even some students, though they have completed their undergraduation, when they entered into the PG, they if you observe those students also, they also used to follow the style of their teachers, how the teacher dress up, how the teacher make up, how the teacher is going to present him in front of the student. These all things matter a lot because we they are going to take teachers as their role models, and they will always try to they inspire students will inspire from us, and the student get inspired from you, or the way you dress he likes you very much, the way you talk he likes very much, the way you walk he likes very much. So all these things he try to make in his life, and he will start working like you, he will start talking like you, and everything he want to do like you because he was inspired by you. So the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we speak to others, everything counts a lot, and you are the role model for your student. So we should first we should be perfect so that our student can also be perfect. Just like me. So mentoring can be done in different ways. Mentoring is one type of training. Mentoring is a motivation that you are giving to your student. Mentoring is advice. Mentoring is also an advice that you are giving. Many mentors, your friend is a good mentor to you, and mentoring is all about making the student to reach their goal. Mentoring, as I told you just now, is a support, coaching, giving directions, and making the student to get success in his life. So the main motive of mentoring is making the student to get success in his life. Okay. So it can be done through training, it can be done through motivating the student, it can be done by giving the support to the student, it can be done by giving coaching to the student, it can be done by giving advice to the student. Next slide, madam. Next slide, madam. So different strategies that we need to follow. First strategy. Next slide. Look for a diverse perspective. So when student come with a problem, you try to see the problem in a different ways. It's not problem is, as I told you, when student was sleeping in the class, the problem is not sleeping in the class. The problem is something else that makes him to sleep in the class. Not interested in the class is the reason why he is sleeping in the class. Sleeping in the class is not the problem. Problem is not interested in about the class. Problem is not having to sleep at night. Problem is health related issues that makes the student to sleep in the class. So look for a diverse perspective. When students come up with a problem, you have to look that problem in different angles so that you can give a better suggestion to the student. That's right. In this world, anyone can be become as a mentor. Those who have the skills of learning continuously, those who have the skills of teaching, all these people can become as a mentor. Anyone. So your friend is a good mentor to you. Whenever you are in difficulty, the first person to whom you share your problem was your friend. So your student friend is a good mentor to your student. So if you can mold your student friend, then your student can also get molded. So look up the relationships in every relation. If you do mentoring job to the student parent, parent will become mentor to the student. Your mentoring job will be taken by the parent. So if you train the student, the sister or brother, someone else to become a mentor to him, then the sister or brother will become a mentor to your student. So if these all things, anyone can be a mentor. It's not that a professional can do this mentoring job. So mentoring job can be done anybody. That as I discussed in the starting of the section, what are the different qualities that a mentor? Those whoever is having all those qualities, they can become as a mentor. It doesn't require any PhD degree to become a mentor. Anybody can become a mentor. So mentees take it seriously. Whenever you are trying to say something to your mentee, he has to take it very seriously. That seriousness should be there. So mentor should have certain qualities. Saying in the form, mentee should have certain qualities. If student is not in a position, we don't want to make change in life. Some students they may be born rich. Whatever you say, they are not they won't care at all because they have grown like that. The environment which they have been grown made them like that. So now they are not very serious about their life. So whatever that comes in my mind, in their mind, they want to do it immediately. Otherwise, they will get dissatisfaction. So some students will be like this. So if some mentees was not taken the things very seriously, you have to handle with them very smoothly. If those type of students you cannot change immediately, so you can change them slowly by understanding the nature of your mentee, and according to that you have to involve into mentee activities, and then you can try to change it slowly. Right away, if you, for these type of people, those who won't take very seriously about their life and very and they are not ready to change. And these type of people, if you right away say something to do, quite oppositely they will do. For that reason, what we can do then? What? How can we handle this type of students, those who won't take its mentorship or whatever suggestion that you are giving, they won't take it very seriously. You have to go to their level and try to understand, try to involve with them more time, and slowly make them to come out from that. And this clearly, there should be no trouble divorce. So if the relationship between the mentee and mentor was not good, then mentorship will not work out. When you are doing mentor, if you are a mentor to someone, your relationship for mentee should be very good. Otherwise, it is not possible to do mentorship. If two people are there, two friends are there who hate each other, if one suggests other to do something, they don't do it because they hate each other. Even though you are saying very very good thing to your mentee, they will not do it. They will not perform it because because he won't like it. So when he won't like you, whatever you say, good things also, they will find out something bad about the good. If you have a very good relationship with them, they will try to find out good from the bad. About this relationship, you have to maintain good relationship with your mentee. Okay, so that you can suppose you are in a mentor was in a improper trust, no formal trust. The mentee was see that he is not formal, but if mentee likes the mentor, what he will say, see, my mentor looks so stylish because he likes the mentor very much. In the same case, if the mentee does dislike you, then what he will say? You don't know how to wear the dress also, and he is talking, he is giving lecture to me. That is the difference. That is the difference. So what I'm trying to put in this point was you should have a good relationship with your mentee so that he will start listening what you are saying. Yes, I know. Monthly once, yearly once, quarterly once. If we do mentoring, that will not work out. So make it regular and structured. There should be a particular start point and ending point for the. So if it is a part of the curriculum or it is a part of your take it as a part of your duty every Saturday or every Friday, weekly once, at least weekly once. Daily it may not be possible for all of us to mentor our students. At least weekly once. Weekly once, if you call them, if you talk to them, what was happening to them, then they may share lot of things to you. According to that, you may give your advice, or else you may sponsor some suggestions to your students. So yearly once, if we do the mentoring, then they will come, they will talk, they will go. You may, I may be, suppose with my student, if I was doing mentoring to a student yearly once, if he come with a problem to me, I may suggest one thing on that particular day and I will leave it. So I will be busy with my all the jobs what I am performing. So I forget about what he said also after 1 year. But every week, if I used to meet the same candidate and used to talk with the same mentee every week, I can know what was happening in his life, and I can suggest him what are the betterment that he can do in his life. And just like that. There are a lot of other strategies that you can follow. You can hit your friends. You can act. You can act. You can become a mentor, be a teacher, a mentor, a professor. We should be a good actor to act in front of the students. Accordingly, they will learn something from us good. We always try to give more than what they are expecting, and you try to help them in the content, subject content, or other content that is required. And you must be free. The mentee should always feel free to come and meet you, and you are approachable. So at the same time, you should not be very much liberal so that the student can sit on your head. So you should be free with them. At the same time, we should make the mentee to know his limits. Admit you whenever you have given some suggestion, something to them. So if it goes wrong, admit that. Yeah, actually, see, no human being in this world can give the best solution for the problems. Right? We can give the right solution, but it might not be the best solution. So there is one more solution which is better than the right solution. So admit when something goes wrong, when you have suggested something and advised something, if it goes wrong, admit that yourself and try to help the student when you made some wrong suggestion. Firstly, if you make the student to know himself what he was actually, then 50% of almost off of the mentoring was done. Once we realize what we are, then we will try to change. If we feel ourselves we are great, we never change. So it is always required to make the students to know what they are, what their strength, what their weakness is. All those things, if we make them to learn, so they may strengthen their strengths and they may reduce their weakness or they may overcome from their weaknesses. This next time. Your mentoring should be specific on what issue you are on what thing you want to develop your student. It should be specific and it should be measurable. So I want my student was not coming to the college with a proper attire. And so many times I have given counseling to my students. For number of times I have given counseling to my students. My specific goal is we want to come to college with proper attire. That is very much specific. I'm not targeting on any other things for first time. Okay, and I'm observing him after giving my counseling. I found any change on him, and he was slowly coming to come in a proper dress or not. So initially he is not used to wear proper every day. He used to come with off t-shirt and jeans, cutter jeans and everything. I have given counseling to him. It is not the way to come. I've given some counseling, and due to that he turned to wear formal shirt and formal pant. Later again, I started giving counseling, and he started to wearing shoes. Later again, I started giving counseling. He started wearing tie. Later, I have given counseling. He started grooming himself properly. See, it is measurable. It is measurable. The change can be clearly seen, attainable, and relatable with home. So we cannot take long years to change our mentee. So we should have a target date. Within that period we want to bring the change in the. So if we have this specific method smartly, we can follow. If smartly we can follow, our mentoring will become more effective and it will shows our leadership. So next slide. I have a small video. Can you play this video? You can enter the slideshow and maybe you can copy it and do it.
Yes, sir, just a minute. Just a minute, sir.
Yes. That's not very so much important. And what finally I want to tell you is if we make if everyone in this world was grown up with with some ability and our students also come out with some ability. Each individual fingerprints of us are different. We all don't have the same fingerprints. It itself showing that you are unique to, we are unique to, each individual in this world was unique. So everyone have come to the world for a reason and they have their own abilities. Being a mentor, what we have to do is we have to dig the talent of the student from the bottom of his blindness. So we have to bring out the talent of the student and make him to realize, understand what actually he can do. We can always give a positive vote to our student. You will win, you can win, and at one fine day, definitely everyone. See, if our mentee was winner, that directly we are also the winner. So we want to be. And last word I want to tell you one thing that burn like a fool, but don't die like a fool. Burning like a fool is not your mistake, but when you die like a fool, definitely it will become our mistake. So with this note, so I thank IoT Academy for giving this opportunity to me to deliver my views and ideas related to the mentoring to the student. Over to you, ma'am.
The session is open for discussion now. You can unmute and interact with the resource person, or you can post the questions in the chat box also. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Shamshad ma'am, do you have any question, ma'am? You have raised your hand. Shamshad ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have any
Hello.
question, ma'am?
Good. Thank you, ma'am, following.
Yeah, very good. Meenakshi, I really appreciate for the question what you have been asked. If mentee is not responding to the mentor. So in the discussion itself, I told you, some of the students are very busy. They won't respond to the mentor. So suppose uh, one student was very deep in the class. Okay, he comes to the class whenever he wants. He leaves the class whenever he wants. So he won't listen to the faculty or anybody. Uh, Let's think that he was the owner of the he was the son of the owner of the college institution. Being a teacher, how can you give mentoring to him? So this is not possible. This may not be possible for many of us. If I was in that position, my mentee was not listening to me. He will leave the class. I also will leave the class along with him, and I involve in his daily activities from morning to evening. I try to involve with him from morning to evening, and slowly I go with him. Whatever he is doing, I'll say it is right, and I will after deeply going to him, slowly I will make him to turn myself. So initially, then some mentee was visit, he is not listening. Whatever you say, he won't listen. What is the final weapon that just follow him, what he is doing, and try to try to do friendship with him initially. Once the friendship bond becomes strong, then start mentoring, then start counseling. This is what I can suggest, in my opinion. There may be, as I told you, no best solution in this world. This is one solution.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sir, can we get the list of activities that we can do with the mentee? Can we get the list of activities that we can do with the mentee?
List of activities. See, ma'am, I told you that in my discussion, mentoring is a process of, it is not same to everyone. Individually, it is different. Suppose if I give a list of items to make your student to become active listener, I can make a list of items and tell you that so these are the list of items that makes your student will be an active listener. Or if your student want to become an active reader, these are the list of items. So it's not like that. So the four steps which I told you already in the slide. One is first you try to do it, show it how to do it, and next you do together with your mentee and start your mentee take feedback from your mentee how much he has understood, and next leave the mentee to do on his own way. So this process, if you follow, the four-step process, if you follow, this is the common process for everyone. So first you do, let do together and make and try to see how much your mentee understands what we have said, and accordingly, if you want to start from the ground again from the first step, go to the first step, do along with your mentee and uh, do together that your mentee do. So once your mentee got the full knowledge of doing it, leave your mentee to do it on his own. So this steps can be taught. So as it is not a common, because one student will be lack of one thing. All it is not a common nature. This is not in common in nature. So you can follow those steps, courses that what we have discussed. I hope
Any other questions? What are the important qualities of a good mentor, sir?
so. As I suggested in my PPT itself, a good mentor always will become a good advisor. He should be a role model. First quality that every mentor required is he should be a good role model. Because when you are mentoring someone, they will try to follow us. Second thing, what you require is you should maintain a good relationship with your mentee. Until unless you won't maintain a good relationship with your mentee will not listen you. First, you have to maintain a good relationship with your mentee. Suppose Rajinikanth did something in a movie. Immediately, all other people try to follow the Rajinikanth. All, uh, all other people try to follow Amitabh Bachchan. All other people try to follow Prabhas. So why people are blindly following the actors? What was the reason behind them? They like very much that particular person. So first thing, what you have to first quality that a mentor required is you have to make your mentee like you very much. Once he started liking you very much and start listening you, you should be a good teacher, you should be a good learner, and you should have a quality of training teaching. With all these things, you can make your student to develop.
Any other questions? So I think there are no questions from this side, sir. Shall we wind up, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. On behalf of IoT Academy, we thank Dr. Raja Kamal, sir, for the enriching and enlightening session. We thank you once again for the amazing presentation, sir. We thank you for enhancing our knowledge with the commendable presentation, sir. Thank you very much for your efforts, sir. We thank all the participants for joining the session today. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your efforts. Have a great evening. Thank you very much, sir. Kindly fill the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all. Have a great day.